Welcome to this week's episode of Operation Support Local. I am your host, Derek Fage, and we start off here in the Byward Market. And just ahead of me is the Byward Market Square. It's got some great businesses, a very diverse area of businesses here in our city. And I catch up with one of the owners of Eclection. It's a mother and daughter duo. They are both local artisans. And what they do is not only do they support themselves, but they support local and Canadian artisans with just some beautiful products. I catch up with one of the owners.
It started out with a small outdoor booth in what was called Artist Alley, which is actually the area just outside our store on William Street, where for a couple of years we sold our jewelry directly on the street. And then we slowly evolved to having an indoor location in this building, 55 Byward Market Square. We then moved to another location in Place de Ville, and then moved back down here on Dalhousie Street at Irrigere in the 90s. And then back into this building again in 2000 as a collection. I do a collection of jewelry called Cirque that's mainly beaded work with a combination of semi-precious and vintage beads. And then she does a hat collection called Fanfreluche that's all cut and sewn hats in a variety of fabrics and for all of the seasons of the year. We've curated and sourced the artisans that we represent in a lot of different ways over the years since it's been, since 1985. Some people come to us since we're known, and other artisans that we represent might recommend that they come and see us. Some people we find at craft shows, or we see their work, somebody wears it in, and we go and track it down and bring it. And then some people, interestingly, are with us in one medium, and then sometimes they evolve to another. They're all Canadian and mainly local. With the roughly 50 people that we have, I'd say more than half of those are Ottawa-Gatineau, and then the rest are from other cities in Canada, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, etc. Our immediate concern was for the safety of our staff and colleagues. Number one. And then, as we made sure that that was taken care of, then we expanded our area of concern and of thought to how we were going to go forward, whether or not we were going to try to stay open, and what that would look like if we did it. We immediately made safety and health the number one priority. And even before we were required to have masks worn in the store, we did all of that. We put in all of the sanitizing, the barrier, the PPE. We offered free masks to people coming in, and had hand sanitizers, and had everything deep cleaned so that anyone who comes in here knows that every single piece we have is clean and safe for you to touch. There are a lot of extra costs that have started to add up. For certain, PPE is one of them, but it wouldn't be the largest. I would say that development costs associated with trying to increase online presence and the online store would be the major cost associated with that. And we have been able to take advantage of some subsidies and help with respect to that, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to the overall expenditure, and not just in dollars, in time, is really critical. One of the things that's really interesting about the community businesses here in 55 Byward Market Square is how international it is. I'd say probably half of the people in here, English isn't their first language, and they're from somewhere else. So we have people from Mexico, from Morocco, from all over. If you can afford it, go to a small business and spend some money. It's lovely when you come in and, give me a pep talk and tell me how much you love this place and you've been coming here for years. But if you can afford it, please spend some money too, because all the pep talks in the world are not going to pay my rent, which is still full rent even when we're closed. Then secondly, if you can't afford to spend money, follow the businesses that you want to support on social media. Go to their Instagram, go to their Facebook, follow their Twitter, and then retweet, share their Facebook page, like and comment. Because if you can't afford to, as many of us can't right now, to do extra expenditures, doing all of those little things like that will raise the visibility of those small businesses and hopefully for them result in some online or curbside or other business for them.